Hi, welcome to Columbia Play Project. Today we're showing all of the opportunities that we have available for rental through the Children's Museum, the Mobile Children's Museum at Columbia Play Project. So come with me and we'll show you what we've got. First off, Columbia Play Project was started in 2019 with a group of people who decided that we wanted to create a children's museum in Clark County. Of course, we got started planning on this, and then we got into January of 2020 and February of 2020 thinking about how we were going to build a nonprofit and do this work. And then in March, a pandemic hit. And so we had to regroup and rethink how we were going to bring exploratory play to kids immediately. So we came up with a three-phase plan. Phase number one is an at-home play kit called Welcome to the Ecosystem. The Welcome to the Ecosystem kit consists of a 100-page activity book, several little pop-out characters made out of wood. This is Doug the Slug, we've got Bess the Beaver, Gail the Goldfinch, Old Cy the Surgeon, Ryder the Spider, and Mo the Mountain Goat. And these little animals lead children through a variety of activities in the playbook. The second phase is a mobile children's museum. Now you may have seen this driving around town. Right now it's outside, so we're not going to show it to you, but it is a van and a trailer that's all decorated with our little animals. And inside we have a myriad of toys and activities for kids. So the first thing that we have available is called our pop-up party in the park. The activities that happen at the pop-up party in the park are really designed for free exploratory play. So kids can just have a good time, parents can have a good time, grandparents can have fun, playing with the toys and having just a lot of fun. So we have a couple of big motor skill toys. We've got a giant parachute with balls on it. We have hula hoops, we have a jump rope, and we have sack races. We also have kites. And not here with us today, we have some really big rocket launchers. And then we also have giant bubbles. Always have the giant bubbles whenever we're outside, and the kids love those. The second thing that happens in the pop-up parties in the park is we have a lot of smaller toys that kids can play with to just figure out how things work and what happens. This is our little car table. And each one of the little cars has a little engine in it, and they can put it on the table and then just watch it go. And they'll go in different things, and kids will play with this for a long time, or they'll play with it for a short time, and it's like a bug. And then we also have some different kinds of construction toys. These are straw bees. This is a picture of our rocket launchers, actually. We have these little pop-ups that are really fun to play with, where kids will set it down and then watch it explode. Oh, that went right into the thing. The magnetiles, which are really fun to build things with, take them apart, rebuild it. Other small construction activities. You can see that some of the things are really designed for small scales. This is like a tinker toy, also constructions, and kids will play with this for a long time. We usually put that down on the ground, and then they can build boxes and squares and towers. More construction, all to figure out how things work and how to make things bigger and stronger. This is our discovery table for just being able to touch things and see how they work and what happens with them and what happens when they fall apart. And magnets, little snow globes, materials like that will fall down through there, and then bubbles will come up. Kids really like this a lot because they can play with each of the different pieces and move it around and see what happens to it. Right here we have our builder board set. This is small pieces of wood that have been cut into various shapes that fit together to build a 4-foot by 4-foot house with a roof. And kids can design it with a door or with windows so they can get in it and play inside of it. This is our poetry board. On this side of the poetry board we have magnetic words. This side is in Spanish and the other side is in English. And you can write your own little poem or your own story. Here are some more magnetics. These are gears. And it's fun to put them together and then see what happens and how the bigger gears impact the smaller gears. All of these toys are usually at kid level. We have them up on tables today because we're working with adults, but normally they're on the ground. This is a roller coaster, which is really fun to make work. We have it designed so that it works, but kids, when they first start putting it together, they don't quite understand how it's supposed to operate, and they'll make mistakes, and then they'll fix those mistakes, which is part of the playing process. Okay, more construction toys over here. These are just loose parts that kids can put together in different ways. They've got joints and 4x so that they can build all sorts of interesting creations. That brings us to the end of what mostly is in a pop-up party. These are parties that we do primarily outside, but they could be done in a gym or in a big room like the one we're in today. Next up, we have, this is called our Brick Cue Motion class. This is designed for kids 5 or 6 years old and up, and it is for about 20 kids at a time. We have 10 sets of this, and 2 kids work on each set. Each set offers the opportunity to create 10 different items that can all be used for physics education, physics and engineering. And the classes come with some prompts and some activities. So after the kids make their first construction, then they will be testing it over and over and over against different kinds of ideas. This is a basketball shooter. Almost made it. Right here, we have our Lego creation station. We now have, thanks to lots of donations from very generous people, we have more than, well, we've got thousands of Lego pieces that can be used for free Lego play. So what that means is we will bring the whole set to your location, provide some prompts based on the age of your children, and then set them up to just play however they're going to play. A prompt might be something like build a vehicle that can float in the water and be wind powered, and then let them just go to it. Next up, this is, by the way, a musical instrument. It's fun to play with. Next up is our art space. So this is an art cart. And we don't usually bring this to a pop-up party, but we can bring this and its colleague, the maker space over here. We can bring both of these items together to set up a maker/art space. And again, the prompts can be for at whatever age group your kids are. We can give them a prompt and then they can make whatever it is that they want to make out of that. Or we can allow them just to do free play, however that works best for your situation. These things, plus the Lego station, are mostly designed for kids about 5 and up, and about 30 kids at a time is the best choice. And they're mostly indoor activities, although we could do it outside in the summer under a tent or something like that. That brings us to the end of the tour. I want to share with you how you can register. So if you go to www.columbiaplayproject.org/mobile-museum, you will be able to, or scan this code, you'll be able to register through a Google form for hiring out this project to come to your community event, your birthday party, your church social, whatever you might think. What will happen is when you fill out the form, a team member from Columbia Play Project will call you or email you to talk about your event. Once we agree on the date and the location and all of those details, then we'll send you a payment link and or an invoice, whatever works best for you. And I think that is it. So thank you all very much. We'll look forward to seeing you